Okay, so yeah, today we're going to discuss about the paper 1, 2, and then October, November 2019. Okay, okay. So let's go to the first question. So on the exit below, they ask you to sketch about this graph from negative 90 to 90. Yeah, because normally you guys seldom sketch about graph for negative angle, isn't it? But yeah, the concept is always the same lah. So if you have the trigonometry equation like this, so normally what we do first is we focus on the negative one first, which is a c value. Supposedly you have y equals to a cos bx plus c, right? So this c value basically decide like how many value actually we move up and down, isn't it? Depend positive or negative. So if this is -1, so basically we need to shift the graph going down 1 unit. So you look for the -1 here, and then you just imagine the -1 will be your new x-axis. So you have a x-axis at -1 here. So just imagine this one will be your new x-axis. So that's mean you're going to draw everything on this line. Alright, then the next thing we will focus, so we will focus on this one first. The next thing we will focus is A. A will be the amplitudes. The amplitude will be 2. That's mean what? From -1 here, I'm going to shift up 2 units, go down 2 units. So do you see a 2 here? There's a 2 unit here and 2 unit here, isn't it? So this is what the amplitude do. Right, then the last thing is B. B will be the number of cycle in 360 degree. So yeah, normally we need to find a period lah. So I will do something like 3x equals to 360. For sine and cos, right, this 360 is fixed already one. You always use 361. So x will be 120. That means this is number of cycle in yeah, this is like range of 1 cycle. So it will be 120. So that's mean I need to draw something like this. The cos graph look like this, right? I will end at 120. So if this graph, right, if I divide it into the half, it will be 60. If I divide them into the 4 different quarters, so here will be 30, here will be 90. So right now, at least you should be able to see some idea. If from 0 to 90, my graph will actually go up to here only. So that's mean I will not draw the full graph here. So just now I say we start from 2 unit, right? From -1, 2 unit will be here. Then I will actually draw up to 90 degree here. So I will pass by, I will pass by 30 degree, and then I will stop at -3 at 60, and then I will stop at -1 at 90. So this is my graph for positive side. So I have something like this. Okay, so what happened for the negative side is basically you just duplicate lah. This because you just imagine the y-axis is your mirror. Yeah, so basically you need to do reflection, right? So I will need to just plot the symmetry one, and then I just draw it. Okay, yeah, so this one will be your graph. So far, okay, right? So basically what you need to do is normally for trigo, no matter it's sine, cos or tangent, I will always do the C first. That's means I want to know how many units it shift up and down. Then I will check the amplitude. Sometimes amplitude can be -2 or yeah, any positive number. Amplitude basically means from -1 here, you're going to shift up how many units. So if it says amplitude, let's say it's 2, so we're going up 2 unit, going down 2 unit. So you can use this one to find your maximum and minimum coordinates. Alright, then the last thing is we will find the period by doing this one. So 3x basically is actually means like you have 3 cycle in 360. So normally we will need to find out what is the x value. X value, this one we actually call it period also. So the 120 actually means the range of 1 cycle. Okay, Yeah, this 3 mark is quite easy if you understand. So yeah, this one ask you to write down the amplitude of 2. Amplitude will be A value, right? 2. So ask you to write down the period. So period, you just always see the 3x, 4x, something like that. So 3x equals to 360. X is 120. Only the period for tangent, you must be careful because tangent is the weird one. So let's say I have tangent 5x. So only tangent something will equals to 180. So then you need to do 5x will be 180 divided by 5. Okay, this is how you do tangent. Yeah, tangent is a special one. Sine and cos always equal to 360. So you just remember it. Okay, then we go to the linear law, I guess. Is it, I don't know. So when log y square is plotted against x, so a straight line is obtained passing through these 2 points. Find y in terms of x, giving your answer in this form, where a and b are integer. Yeah, I guess it's a linear law. Right, so over here, yeah, you actually have a graph like this, which is log y square against x, and then you have 2 coordinates on it. So basically it's something like this. So you have 512 and 320 and 512. Then the graph doesn't look like this. It should be something like this, because you have 320 first and then you have 512. Okay, 512. Okay, so basically you draw a straight line, and then this straight line passing through these 2 points. Yeah, it must passing through 512. Yeah. Let me just redraw it nicely a bit. Okay, so if y in find y in terms of x. So basically what you need to do first is you need to form a straight line equation. Your straight line equation is y equals to mx plus c, right? My y right now is log y square. My m, I can get my gradient easily, right? My gradient will be y minus y over x minus x. So it will be 3 minus 5. Okay, y minus y1, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. If you want the formula, my x right now is just x. The problem is we don't have c right now, so we kind of need to find a c by ourselves. So I will solve the gradient first lah. All right, so this one will be 8 over negative 2, so it will be negative 4x plus c. So how I can find c is I can plug in any coordinate I want, either 320 or 512, depend. But you need to be careful, this is no longer x and y because your axis are already changed. So whatever for the first one is basically follow your x-axis. So it's x. So this 20 here will be log y square. So that means I will plug in the whole 20 here, minus 3 to find my c. So my c right now is 32. Yeah, you can check your answer again by try to like sub another coordinate and see. So if I sub another coordinate, this is 12 and 5 here, you realize I will get 32 also for c. So that means, yeah, that means my c is correct. So I have log y square equals to negative 4x plus 32 after I got my c. But the question actually asked me live in this form, so I kind of need to move around. But because this is log, right, the good thing about log is we can actually bring our power to the front easily. So it will become 2 multiply log y, isn't it? So it become 2 multiply log 10y. And then 2, I can move to the other side, it will become divide 2, right? Basically, what I'm doing is, okay, there's 2 here, I divide 2 for every single one. Yeah, I using this method may be easier for you to understand. Okay, so log y will equals to negative 2x plus 16. So if I move my log 10 to the other side, it will become 10 power of negative 2x plus 60. Yeah, this is what they want. So yeah, if you couldn't understand what happened here, you kind of need to remember a law here. We have a law something like log AB equals to C, then B will equals to A power of C. So because the LG here actually is means the log 10y. So this is the reason why you realize suddenly have a 10 appear here, because this is a 10 here. So if I move to the other side, actually I get a 10 power of the whole thing. Okay, if you just in the exam, just in case you can't remember about this law, or you're not sure about how to use this law, there's another way of doing this. You can do like this. Right now we have a log y equals to negative 2x plus 16, right? So what you can do right now is because in order to simplify the log, right, what you can do is, yeah, the whole thing here you multiply 1, because you multiply 1 actually doesn't change the value of it, right? And then the 1 here, we know in the world of log 10 equals to 1, isn't it? Because as long as the base and the number is the same, it actually equals to 1. And then log rule actually tell you another thing is the power, you can move to the top, isn't it? If you want. So I have log 10 negative 2x plus 16. Now I simplify out the log. So I have y equals to 10 power of negative 2x plus 16. Yeah, you can doing this way also. Basically, the law just now I tell you, right? Log AB equals to CB equals to A power of C is coming out from this equation one. Yeah, this one is basically is just a shortcut of it. If you can remember this one and you understand this one, will be good lah. If you can't, basically you can do back the same thing. Okay, is there anything you want to ask me before I move on? No, right? Yeah. Okay, then we go to question number 3 here. So the first 3 term in the expansion can be the first 3 term of expansion of this one can be written as 1 plus ax plus bx squared. And they ask us to find the value of each of the constant a and b. So a and b basically is the constant. So yeah, so you kind of need to solve this one, and you realize it's a 6 mark, so it is not a very easy question. In fact, I find it maybe it's a bit hard for you because in binomial expansion you seldom have like both also like both expansion also like so big power. But normally you can have one is very large power, another one is maybe it's just power 1 or 2. But in this case, you have 14 and 4. Basically it means what? You kind of need to expand both. Okay, so but then you don't need to expand all the term. Definitely you know you don't need to do that. And then what we will do is, okay, I will expand the first 3 terms for both only. Over 7 power 14. I will expand this one. I will get something later. Then I expand this one. I will get something. But because you realize they actually multiply each other, right? That means later my term here need to multiply my term here. And then sometimes it might be multiply few of them. But then luckily my highest power here is x power of 2. So later any value will give me the power more than 2. I will just ignore it. Okay, so this is what I want to do now. So I expand this one. So yeah, you just follow back the formula. It shouldn't be too hard. So the first term is just 1 plus the second term will be 14c1 and then 1 power of 13 and then negative x over 7. 1 power of 13 I will just skip, because 1 power of anything is just multiply 1. Then next term 14c2, then I have 1 power of 12 and then this negative x over 7 power of 2. Then I plus dot dot dot. Because here already give me the x squared already. Later I still need to cross over multiply. So there's no point actually I will get x cubed. Unless my second term here have something like 2 over x, then I might consider about getting x cubed and x power 4. Because here actually have x power negative 1, right? In order to get x squared later, maybe you need to like simplify. But then here is x power positive 1, so it should be quite easy. So this one will do the same thing. 1 plus 4c1 negative 2x power 1 plus 4c2 negative 2x power 2 and plus dot dot dot. Alright, so I will just simplify them like one more time using the calculator. Yeah, basically 14c1 is 14 and divided by 7 you get 2, so it's minus 2x. Right, then we have 14c2, and this one is basically over 49 because 7 squared is 49. So I'll just say 14c2 divided by 49, or you just divide 7 squared. So I have a positive 13 over 7 x squared. Then plus dot 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 dot. So here I will do the same thing again. This one will be 4 times 2 will be minus 8x. Then we have 4c2. You don't type times 2 because this one is multiply 4. Negative 2 squared is 4. So I multiply 4. So I get 24 x squared plus dot dot dot. Okay, now I need to get this first 3 term. Because right now they are multiply each other, right? 14 1 minus 2x power 4, because you can see basically they multiply each other. That means whatever I have for this bracket going to multiply another bracket here. So in order to get the only constant number here, basically 1 multiply 1 only, because 1 multiply any other thing you will get an x here, so it's just 1. So basically right now what I'm doing is crossover multiply, but I just like do slowly here. Now I want to focus on x power 1. So I want to work out all the possibility I can get x power 1 here. So 1 over here need to multiply negative ax. So I have negative ax. Yeah, basically you can use 1 multiply first, second, and third lah. Yeah, it's make your life easier because we need x squared, right? So yeah. Then after I done the 1 already, I will do the second one. Negative 2x going to multiply first one and second one only. So negative 2x plus 16x squared. Because if I multiply the third one, I actually get x cubed, right? Which is not what I want. Then the third term over here, x squared, only need to multiply the first term only. Because if I multiply the negative ax, I will get x cubed again. So yeah, I don't need to multiply ax for the third term. So I only need to multiply the first one. 13 over 7 x squared. Yeah, then you still have a lot of other term here, but it's not important anymore. So I just need to solve here, then I can get my final answer. This is 1. Negative ax minus 2x, I have minus 10x. And then, yeah, I need to solve all the x squared here. So this is 40 x squared. Then 40 plus 13 over 7. So I have 293 over 7 x squared. Yep, so this is how I solve this kind of 6-mark questions. I think a little bit complicated part is like, yeah, you kind of need to expand both, and then later you need to cross over multiply both in order to get this 3 term. Definitely from your understanding, you should know like power 14 and then power 4, you should get a lot more term. Maybe you can up to x power of 18, but here you need up to x squared because you still have a lot of other term which is that doesn't show here only. Okay, yeah, this question I would say is a bit hard for IGCSE. Yeah, so far, is there anything you want to ask me or which part you don't understand? Please let me know before I can move on.
Teacher?
Yep.
I don't know if it's like our class, but then like I don't think our teacher taught us binomial expansion before.
Oh, seriously? Okay.
I mean, because it looks quite new to me.
Okay, then yeah, I can teach you about binomial, no problem. Okay, never mind. After finish this paper, then we go to the binomial. Okay?
Oh, alright.
Huh, you haven't learned binomial? Because I thought it's like last year one binomial.
I don't remember doing it.
Oh, okay, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, after, yeah, after this paper we go to binomial. No problem.
Okay.
Okay, then we go to the next one. So on the exit below, so you ask you to sketch this one. So basically in IGCSE you have two type of the modulus graph they will ask you to sketch. One will be the linear inside, which is the x power 1. One will be the quadratic, which is x square, what you see here. So this one highest power is x1, this one higher power is x square. So when you check the modulus graph, you need to check the highest power inside here. You can see x square, so right now you are belonging to the quadratic. So for the linear, right, this is your x-axis, right? Your graph will be a v-shape always, and the vertex always touch the minimum point, always touch at the x-axis. But for the quadratic, right, you have a W shape, and then you have two minimum point will touch on the x-axis. Okay, you can't remember. And you might ask me how I know it's W. Basically, you have a U shape like this, or you can have an N shape like this. But then because of modulus, right, whatever at the negative one below the x-axis, right, going to do a reflection. So it become like this. So this one will cancel out. So even though if N shape, whatever below the x-axis going to do a reflection. So you end up you always get the kind of W shape. Alright. So same idea to linear. No matter if you got this one or you got this something like this, because you need to do a reflection here, you always will get V shape. Okay, so this is the two pattern. You can't remember it. It's going to make your life easier a little bit. Alright, so right now, if you understand about the W shape already, so first thing we get the idea how the pattern of it. Then the next thing we will do is we kind of need to find out what is the y-intercept and x-intercept. And we always know the easiest way to get y-intercept and x-intercept. In order to get the y-intercept, we will make x equals to 0. In order to get x-intercept, we will make y equal to 0. So yeah, I want to get this 3 dot here, x-intercept and y-intercept. So right now, what I'm doing here is, yeah, y-intercept is kind of easy. I make x0, 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 I get -5. Y will equal to modulus -5. So y will equal to 5. That means later I will passing by the 5 here. Right now I want to get x-intercept. I will make y0. 0 modulus 2x squared minus 9x minus 5. Okay, so if I expand the modulus here, that means I actually move around the modulus. The other side actually you will get plus minus. But plus minus 0 actually doesn't mean anything to us. So it's just 0. So that means I need to factorize this one. So I will just factorize this one to find out my x-intercept. This is 2x and x here. And this one should be 5 and 1, minus and plus. So right now I have 2x coordinate, which is 1/2 and -5. So that means I will have a -5 and a 1/2 here. Okay, so you kind of get all the intercept you want, x-intercept and y-intercept. But what I want you to do here is, because your maximum point here, the maximum point of the small n here, we're always at the middle. So I want you to do a symmetry here. So you realize it shouldn't add positive, right? Because here is totally is like 5.5 units. Because 5 unit plus 0.5 is 5.5 unit. You kind of divide half. So it's use the calculator. So it should be somewhere here, the maximum. So you kind of need to follow the ratio here. Yeah. I hope I didn't count wrongly here. Oh sorry, my negative and positive is opposite already. So no wonder I find the value is a bit weird. This is negative and positive. Yeah, just use a calculator. Just make sure you don't make the carry mistake. Why I will recheck my calculation is because I see here give me so much the positive zone, but the negative zone actually give me like so little. So just now I actually get -5, right? So I realized maybe I do wrong, because normally the graph is like perfect for my drawing one. So right now my x is -0.5, my another x is +5. Okay, this one make a lot of more sense here. So I kind of follow the ratio. You can use the ruler if you want to draw the perfect one, but I just like agak. So this one will be just -0.5 here, and then Just imagine it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's kind of 5 here. And then I will just kind of break this one into half here. Roughly look like half. So over here, this one will be my maximum. Just in case you do not know what is this value, you can just do the -1/2 plus 5 divided by 2. So this one, you will get 9/4, which is the maximum here. Later, the maximum will be somewhere here. And then I will need to erase this thing because I want to draw it now. Okay, so I will have my let me erase everything since we already know all the value. So let me just write down the y equals to 5 here because it's my y-intercept. So I kind of need to draw a line like this, and then my maximum will be at here. So normally I will just like make sure my maximum is somewhere there. I draw like this. So make sure my maximum will be at the middle because it must be symmetry, and then I'm passing by the coordinate of 5. And then these two will be my x-intercept, this one will be my y-intercept. Yeah, this is how actually I get the format. Definitely you need to show all the working. You shouldn't erase them, but because here I want to save some space, so actually I will draw like this. Okay, so yeah, this is how you get the format. This, and I won't say it's very complicated. Basically, you find x-intercept by making y 0, and you find y-intercept by making the x 0. Okay? Alright, then, okay, find the value of k for which, okay, this equation, basically, if you see carefully, this equation is exactly my y equation, isn't it? It's exactly the same thing. So that means I can sub my y into it. Y equals to k have exactly 2 solutions. So first thing is you have to understand what's the pattern of y equals to k. This is the horizontal line, isn't it? If I have a line y equals to 5, how am I going to draw this line? It's basically it's horizontal line passing by 5, right? So right now, y equals to k, we know k is a constant. So that means I just change my 5 into the k. It can be any value, even it can be below x-axis, we do not know. But it must have exact 2 solutions, means what? They will only intersect 2 points. So right now, I need to draw a horizontal line, and that line can only touch 2 points. So if I check carefully here, I randomly draw a horizontal line, see what happened. If I draw a horizontal line like this, how many points I touch? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not what I want, because I want only touch 2 points here. So therefore, how am I going to draw this horizontal line? Make sure I only touch 2 points. So one of the where you touch 2 points is at the x-axis. X-axis here, you only touch these 2 points, right? So therefore, find the values of k. Yeah, k equals to 0, then I will touch 2 points. Because x-axis called y equals to 0, right? So because my y equals to k, this one explains why my k equals to 0. But is this the only way I will touch 2 points? No. Any value above my maximum point here, I touch 2 points also. Intersect here and here. Any value above this. So, but then in order to do this, I want to know what is my maximum point, or else I cannot know what is my k value. So maximum point here actually quite easy. You just need to plug in the x value into the y here. So it's just 2 9/4 square minus 9/4 minus 5. Then I want to find this one quickly. Minus 81/4 minus 5. So I will get 121/8. So this is 121/8. So if this one is 121/8, that means the maximum is here. So any value below here, above here, I will only touch 2 points. So therefore, k can be above 121/8. Because they asked about find the values for k. Yeah. So this is the only 2 way actually you will get 2 solutions. I believe this is how they will give mark. 1 mark is for k equals 0, obviously. Another 1 mark is for the inequality. And then another 1 mark is for this one. Yeah. Or maybe the 1 mark is for your working. You plug in the 9/4 into your equation. Here is 1 mark maybe also. So you can check the marking scheme, but I believe this 2 is the correct answer. But because this one is a bit weird, because normally if they want you to write the inequality, they will ask about find the range value of k. But here just ask you to find the values of k. So I guess, yeah, this one is the correct answer. Okay. Is there anything you want to ask me? Or any part you don't understand? Yeah, just give me 1 minute. Okay. So, yeah, let's move on to the next one. So, function. So you basically have two functions, fx and gx here. And then both x must be bigger than 0 according to the function here. So identify each of the following function. Okay, identify each of the following functions. So you have all these functions here. Oh, basically what they want is they'll ask you to fill in the blank, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 of them for you to choose to insert here, 4 of them. So yeah, so what you need to do right now is, yeah, you kind of need to think. Or you can just try an error. That's been not try an error, basically work out every single one of them. Basically what I will see is the first one, example. Imagine if I change my x here into the x into the gx here. I will get exactly what they want here, isn't it? So yeah, this one basically is I substitute gx into fx, so it's called fgx. If you can't see it, yeah, I understand some of you might not able to see it. So yeah, you can just work out all of them and then find which one is the correct one. Okay, so we can work out quite fast, right? So let's say I call fx equals to y. So y equals to square root x. So if x will be a y square. So this one will be f inverse, right? F inverse x will be x square. Okay, so let's say I call my gx here as y. Y equals to x plus 5. If I make x a subject, that means I find g inverse, right? Is y minus 5. So then I get my g inverse equals to x minus 5. Yeah, you know about inverse function, right? So I see x minus 5. I know this one is g inverse. And then after that, you want to do fg and gf, right? Okay, let's do this one quickly, so that you don't need to like guess it. Okay, fg, that means I sub my g into f. If I sub the g into f, that means I will write the fx first, so which is something like this, and then whatever gx I'm going to sub into my x here, so which is x plus 5. So this one is, yeah, this one is fg. If I want to do gf, what I'm doing here is I will sub f into g. So I need to write down the g first. G is what? X plus 5. And what is my fx? My fx is square root x, right? So gf will be square root x plus 5. Do I have any square root x plus 5 here? No, so I no need to do gf. Alright, then f square. So f square basically sub fx into the fx. So that means what? Fx, basically I'm going to sub the square root x into the square root x. So this is what happened. But you see carefully, this one is basically x power of 1 over 2, and then I square it again, it's another 1 over 2 here. So this one you will get x power of 1 over 4. And I don't think we have x power of 1 over 4, so basically we don't have this one also. And just now we will get this one is basically is f inverse, right? Yeah, this one. And last one is g square. G square basically is a g. That's means I need to sub the gx into gx. My gx is x plus 5, right? And what is my x? X plus 5, right? So I get x plus 10. So this one will be my g2. Alright, just 1 mark for each. So if you can't see it, you can just like do one by one. It's not going to spend you too much time. Alright, so yeah, the function thing should be okay, right? Composite function, inverse function. You learn in your extended math also. So if you cannot understand, let me know later. So it's given that hx is a plus b over x squared, where a and b are constant. So why is negative 2x? Okay, x is between negative 2 and 2. It's not suitable for this domain. Okay, yeah, why it's not suitable for this domain? Okay, one of the reason is this one included what value? Negative 2 to 2, right? So if I just write down the integer, definitely it can include like infinity value between here if we include the decimal. But right now we don't make the thing complicated. We just write the integer between here. Negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. Yeah, this is all the integer between negative 2 and 2, right? If you see this value here, there's a very big problem here is x equals 0. Why I say x equals 0 is a problem? Because if you sub into the equation, you have a plus b over 0 square. Any value divided by 0, you'll get math error, right? Yeah, this is the reason why this range is not suitable. Yeah, you can say because x cannot equal to 0. So I will just say because x cannot equal to 0. Yeah. Or if you understand about this pattern of the graph, yeah, you can actually kind of want to work out the graph if you want, also can. Because the graph basically will look something like this. Yep. So you can see the graph will never touch the y-axis also. Your y-axis basically means x equals to 0, right? So yeah, but you don't need about the graph lah. Don't make the thing complicated. Yeah, you just very careful. Whenever they ask you something weird like this, you always check denominator cannot equal to 0. Sometimes they might change the trick, something like, okay, this is something like x minus 1. Yeah, so we know x can never equals to 1. Because if x equals to 1, your denominator will be 0, then you'll be undefined or math error. So therefore you cannot do like that. Okay, so you must be very careful whenever you see something like this. So normally in your syllabus, math error or undefined normally is, yeah, like what I say, below cannot equal to 0. Or sometimes they give you a square root. Whatever value inside the square root must be bigger than 0 so a must be bigger than 0. Cannot be negative, right? Square root negative, you will get undefined. So sometimes you might need to explain why. So you kind of need to understand some basic about how to get a math error. Yeah. Maybe you don't write this sign. I worry the examiner cannot understand. You just say because x cannot be 0. Okay. Given that h1 equals to 4, and then what's in this sign? Some students tell me this is inverse h. You must be very careful about the sign like this, because this one and this one is not the same. Okay, this sign is what? This is derivative. Yeah, or you can call it is a differentiation. So basically mean differentiate one time. Alright, so h1 basically, that's when substitute 1 into the x here, it's still okay. So basically a plus b over 1 squared equals to 4. Then a plus b equals to 4. Alright, then I kind of need to differentiate this. So I will do the differentiate version. First, if I differentiate a, basically I will get 0. So if I differentiate b over x squared, I should get negative 2b over x cubed. Alright, so therefore they say this one equals to 16. H prime 1 equals to 16. That means I need to sub the 1 here. So basically it's negative 2b equals to 16. Then my b will equals to, because it's over 1, I just didn't write over 1 cube. Okay, so b is negative a. So a minus a equals to 4. A equals to 12. Just in case you don't know what is happening here. Because just now you actually have hx equals to a plus bx negative 2, right? So when I differentiate this thing, a will give me 0. The negative 2 I'm going to move to the front, become negative 2b, and then minus 1, right? Negative 3. So this one explains how I get this thing. Okay? 2 mark. So you must be very careful about this sign here, even though I know this is a function topic, because a lot of you see function topic, you straight away link to function thing. So you thought it might be inverse. So you must be very careful that just kind of add the differentiation thing into the function topic. They can always do that. Okay, so far so good. I actually, yeah, should be okay, right? Actually, I didn't open the chat box, so yeah, I just see there's a chat here. Where's my chat box, by the way? I couldn't find it also. Yeah, I saw it. Oh, okay. Now I can see what you guys type. But just like I didn't open the chat box. Okay, so right, whatever you have here in this form where a, b, c is constant. Okay, normally how I'm going to do this kind of indices question is, yeah, I will straight away do. I will not like trying to expand blah blah blah. I'll just straight away do p. Because I understand square root basically mean power of half. And I understand divide means what? Because I just find wherever I have p lah. Okay, so, oh sorry, I forgot about p here. Okay, this p here, later I need to square it, right? So, and then the relationship is multiply. Multiply mean plus. So p square, 2. Divide mean minus. Negative 1, negative 1. You see, I done all the p like this. So I solve everything about p. So you just ignore, just imagine there's no more p already because I done already. The next thing I will do is q. So q, you can see here, you kind of have the q square, right? Q square. Divide mean minus. So if I expand this, the q root here, you kind of need to understand q root q r, right? Equals to q root q multiply q root r. And what's the q root? Q root basically is q power 1 over 3, r power 1 over 3, right? Yeah, so I will minus 1 over 3. Okay, then I solve about q. R will be a little bit complicated because the r is basically, if you see carefully on the top here, this is 1 over r squared, right? If I just take out the q and p. So what is 1 over r? 1 over r basically is r power of negative 1 square. So this one is r power of negative 2, isn't it? So this one is negative 2. Divide mean minus. Q root 1 over 3. Yeah, this is how I will solve this thing. Then I will just type in a calculator, blah blah blah. This is 3 plus 5 is 3.5. Oops, sorry. 3.5 is basically 7 over 2. This is 5 over 3. And then this one will be negative 7 over 3. Okay, so yeah, I just use the calculator lah. So yeah, they ask you to write in this form, so yeah, I did. So can understand, right? So of course you can expand first and then do step one by one. But in this first question, trying to like solve it as easy as possible. Alright, then B is log questions here. log 7 x plus 2 log x7 equals to 3. So solve the log question, right? Normally the first thing I will do is I always want to make sure they have the same base. So I can either change the 7 to x, or I change the x to 7. Yeah, both is fine. Just depend which one you like. But over here, because actually between 7 and x only, so I use a simple version of chain base. Log AB equals to 1 over log BA. There's another one. If I want to change to any other base, not 7 or not x, then I will use another one, because I basically need to swap between A and B. So I will use this one. It will save my time a little bit. So maybe I change the first one. Okay, so this is 1 over log x7. I basically using this rule, so you realize why I suddenly have 1 over. So I plus 2 log x7 equals to 3. Okay, so after that, now I have same base already, and I still have some problem is this kind of things, you don't simply plus and then you join together, blah blah blah. So this need a little bit of substitution if you are not so good about the log thing. So I will just let don't use sub first. I just let log x7 equals to m. Yeah, then make my equation easier. 1 over m plus 2m equals to 3. Then I multiply m for every single one. 1 plus 2m squared equals to 3m. I basically time m. Alright, then I rearrange them. So 2m squared minus 3m plus 1 equals to 0. And then I will factorize it. So this is 2m, this is m, this is 1, 1 minus for both. So m equals to half and m equals to 1. Okay, now I can sub back. What is my m? My m will be log x7 equals to 1 over 2. And log x7 equals to 1. Then the next thing I will do is 7 equals to x power half. Then x equals to square root of 7. This one same. X equals to x power 1 equals 7. X equals to 7. Okay, so yeah, the good thing about this kind of question is after you got the x value already, you can try to plug in, see whether it's equal to 3 or not. If you have the scientific calculator, which you can insert the different base one, like what I'm doing here, I can just try to insert my answer here. I mean, you type in your calculator log 7, x is 7, plus 2 log 7, 7. And then you realize log 7, 7 is 1, right? Plus 2 log 7, 7 plus 2, then you will get 3. What if I change my x into the square root 7? Then you kind of need to type in your calculator. I believe you will get 3, log square root 7. I believe you will get 3 at the end because this is based on our calculation. But let's try. The first one actually give us half so I'm not going to type this one. Plus 2. And then log square root 7 over 7. No, I didn't get 3. I actually get 4.5. Is this one the half? Yeah, this one will give me half. Oh, sorry. Yeah, because square power half, you move to the other side, it will be square, isn't it? Yeah, this is 7 square, so this is 49. Yeah, so good thing about this question is you can always plug in to know your answer is correct or wrong. So luckily I do that, or else I might lose some mark here. So yeah, this one will be 49. And then try about this thing again. 49. Yep. This one will give me 2. So 2 plus 2 multiply log 49, 7. Yeah. This one basically is 1. Because here we give you half. So it's 3. Yep, so make sure this kind of question you always substitute back to the equation and Yeah, and make sure you get the correct answer lah. Yeah, sometimes just do too fast. Oh my god, I just write square root 7. Okay. So far so good. Yeah. For the equation like this, right? Sometimes you must be careful because some of you might not able to like see. Maybe you need to use substitution like mine. So even you try to solve this one, also not easy to solve. Of course, you can just like multiply the whole question by log x7. Yeah, but just don't simply simplify because you log sometimes is, yeah, you make sure you must do it in the right way, because here you need to make them same denominator, right? Blah blah blah. But same denominator in terms of log actually is quite hard. So this is the reason why I see both of them is the same already. I always prefer the substitution method. So because this equation look a lot more easier to simplify. So yeah, I would recommend always use the substitution methods. Unless you are really good in log, you make sure you don't make some carry mistake on it, then it should be fine. Or else just use the substitution method. Okay. Okay, 7 here. Question 7. Is given by blah 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 and this one, and then they ask you to find the dy dx. So basically you kind of need to differentiate this one, and you see both expressions actually multiply each other. You should know this one is a product rule, u and v. So for product rule, we kind of need to work out the differentiate du dx, right? So we kind of know what is my du dx, and this is v, and what is my dv dx. So yeah, if you differentiate 1, you get 0. If you differentiate ex squared, you will get 2x ex squared, right? This one give you 1. And then product rule, just cross over multiply. Yeah, that's all. So dy dx will be copy the first one, and then multiply 1, plus copy the v, and then multiply 2x ex squared. Yeah, I guess this is the final answer. Just erase the 1. Okay, 3 mark. Find the approximate change in y as x is increased from 0 to 0.5 to 0.5 plus p. Whenever you see approximate change or you see some words like increase, decrease, you should know this is small change. So change of y over change of x equals to dy dx. Alright, you can know the change of x easily by using a new value. This is a new value minus the original value. So it's p. So you just minus them, you get p. Alright, so yeah, then I need to sub my original value of x into the dy dx first. So I kind of need to sub the 0.5 into here. So yeah, I will sub the 0.5 into dy dx. So yeah, you can use a calculator to do this part, no problem. So it's basically 1 plus 0.5 square, and then plus 0.5 plus 5, and then 2 0.5 x 0.5 square. Wow. There are a lot of things to type here. Yeah, make sure you type carefully. And then plus what is that?
If I type in calculator, then can I straight away write the answer?
Yeah. But then you kind of need to show the substitution maybe. But just 2 mark, maybe you can straight away write the answer. But yeah, just write is the working to let examiner know basically you are substituting. Then you straight away write the final answer, definitely. You can. Yeah, luckily 2 times 0.5 is 1. So it's still fine. So you can ignore about this 1. Straight away type e power of 0.5 square. Okay, I kind of get the value for my dy dx is 8.3121. Okay, so therefore my change of y equals to dy dx multiply change of x. So it's 8.3121. Now normally 3 significant figure enough already. Multiply P. Yeah, this is approximate change in Y. Because change on X is P, right? Then I just plug in. Really? This question come out in your exam? Okay. Good job then. Then I guess you can do. Because this one doesn't seem very hard. Okay, given that Y is increased at this rate, so you see the word rate, you know this is rate of change. So please do the change rule. So since it's only x, y, rate of change, you still have one more term, which is t, okay? Time, So dy dt equals to dy dx time dx dt. So yeah, whenever you see the word rate, remember about change rule because you need to use the change rule here. So y is increased at the rate. So if you guess this one, see rate, you write dt at the bottom. They say y is increased, dy at the top. And then increase is positive 2, then I no need to worry about sign negative. Sometimes decrease must add a negative for it. And then, yeah, when x is 0.5, so we just did the dy dx when x equals 0.5, right? Which is this one. So then I can use back the same result here. So yeah, this one is 8.3121. Multiply. Yeah, they ask you corresponding rate of change of, yeah, they want to find dx dt. And luckily I have dy dt, right? 2. Then dx dt is just equals to 2 divided by this value. You realize I write 4 decimal before the final answer because I round it off at my final answer only. Before final answer, I try to put as many decimal as possible. So 8.3121. So I have 0.241. Okay, so normally I round off at my final answer. Okay, so for this kind of rate of change question, right, it's quite hard. If you can't remember about change rule, you might stuck somewhere. Maybe you know this thing, but if you remember the change rule, you just substitute in and then solve it. The 2 mark is quite easy to get. Same idea to small change. Basically, this formula is kind of no need to remember. Look like dy dx equal to dy dx, right? So this one is quite easy. Yeah, change rule, you just practice a little bit. It makes sense one. You just imagine dx and dx I can simplify. I getting back dy dt, right? So you just practice yourself. You must make sure you can write out the change rule by yourself. Because if not, you can't do rate of change and small change. Even though you know differentiation, you can differentiate, but then you might lose some mark here. Okay, number 8 here. Okay. 5 teams took part in a competition in which each team actually play each of the other 4 teams. The following table represents the result after all the match has been played. Okay. So basically each team going to play with another 4 teams. So basically you can see there's 4 games here lah. Yeah, you all are so active in sports, so I guess you understand this one. Points in the competition were awarded to the team as follow. So 4 for each match won, 2 for each match drawn, 0 for match lost. Write down the 2 metrics. This one is a matrix. 2019 one, isn't it? Yeah, ignore it because 2020 there's no matrix in your syllabus. So just skip all the matrix question because yeah, no more matrix here. Okay, question number 9 here. So a solid circular cylinder have the base radius of r and height h. So the cylinder have the volume of 1200 pi cm cube. And the total surface area is S. Okay, show S equals to this one. So right now you have the circular cylinder. And then the base basically with a radius r. Height will be h. So this cylinder has the volume. So the volume of the cylinder is 1200 pi. And surface area will be S. Right, so kind of you need to remember the volume formula because you realize in this exam doesn't give you any volume or area formula. So if you can't remember, then yeah, it's kind of lost the 3 mark already. Yeah, the volume for cylinder is pi r square h, and then surface area for cylinder is 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r h. Okay, actually you don't really need to remember. I always hope my student can understand because actually it's quite easy. Because like example, the volume, right? How are you going to get the volume of cylinder? You know there's a circle here, isn't it? Circle is pi r square. So you just imagine if you like have a loss of pi r square and then you accumulate them slowly, until certain level you actually get the height, isn't it? What happened to my pen? So therefore, basically it's like pi r square. You accumulate until certain height, you can get the volume. So just pi r square multiply h. And for surface area, right, you have 1 pi r square on the top, 1 pi r square at the bottom, you have 2 pi r square. And then the curved area over here, because if you open up the cylinder, right, you get a rectangle, isn't it? This length over here is a circumference, right? It's a 2 pi r. And then the height of it definitely is h, right? So the middle part is basically 2 pi r times h. So it's 2 pi r h. Yeah, so if you can understand, then you should be able to do this. I'm not sure why I can't erase this one. It's fine. There's some problem here, but it's fine. Okay, so I will just do the volume first. Pi r square h equals to 1200 pi. Pi and pi I simplify first. Then I will check my equation. I realize my equation doesn't have h, right? No h here. So if there's no h here, that means I need to make the h as a subject as my first equation. Because I sub into the second equation, then there's no h. So this is 1200 over r square as my first equation. Then this one is my second equation. I will sub the first equation into second equation. So s equals to 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r h. So I will solve this one. I get 2 pi r square plus r and r I simplified. 2400 pi over r. Sure. Okay, so yeah, basically just remember the formula, then you should be able to do this. Why there's a caption here? What is that? Okay. Why it doesn't let me? Yeah, this is some problem. This is question 9. I guess I need to restart this app because it's kind of stuck for, I'm not sure why. Okay, it doesn't let me to move, some technical problem, I guess. Oh my god. My whole computer also cannot move. Okay, let me figure out what I can do here. Seriously? Fees for everything? No, now I can move a little bit already. Okay. Yeah, I guess go back to normal. I hope so. Yeah, just can move already. Okay, so given that h and r can be varied, find the stationary value of s and determine its nature. So yeah, this one can vary, basically mean, yeah, you can do something like ds dh or ds dr, but in this case there's no h in our equation, right? So I ignore about this thing. So, and then determine its nature means what? You need to do the second derivative to find out that value is maximum or minimum. So later if I find out already is bigger than 0, then it's a minimum value. If less than 0, it will be maximum value. So basically, yeah, stationary value mean DSDR equals 0. So basically you kind of need to do quite a lot of things before you get the 5 mark here. So yep, let's copy down the equation. We can do it here to save some space, but in the exam you do at the bottom. So DSDR equals to 0 for the stationary value. So yeah, just differentiate this one. So I get 4 pi r minus 2000 pi over r square equals to 0. Just differentiate. Okay, so 4 pi r equals to 2400 pi over r square. I just move to the other side, negative become positive. And then pi and pi I simplify. R cube will equals to 4, and this one simplified 600. Then my r is kind of the cube root of 600. Then I will do cube root of 600. 8.4343. Alright, then they ask about stationary value of s. Then that means what? You shouldn't stop here because this is stationary value of r. I mean stationary value of s when r equals to 8.4343. So I need to find s. That's why I need to sub back to the original equation. So what is my original equation? So it will be 2 pi r square plus 2400 pi over my r. Then I plug in my r here, 4343, 8.4343. Normally before final answer, I always take 4 decimal, okay? So yeah, type everything in the calculator. So 2 pi multiply 8.4343 square plus 2400 pi over 8.4343. Yeah, quite a big number. Yeah, round off to 3 significant figures. I guess I can write like this, enough. Okay, so yep, but we haven't finished. So we get the stationary value of s already by doing this much. Like what I say, you want to determine its nature, so what you need to do next? You need to second derivative. This one, remember, is a ds dr just now, right? Then I differentiate again for the square s over dr square. Okay, so I kind of need to differentiate this one. Give me 4 pi. If I differentiate this one, this is r negative 2, right? Negative 2 times negative 2400 positive 4800 pi, and then minus 1 negative 2 minus 1 negative 3. So it's r cube. Okay, now I will just plug in my r value here. But because my r value is positive, right? Whatever this thing, 8.4343, you plug in here. I don't care what is my answer, but I know my answer definitely is bigger than 0. There's no way I can get negative here. Yeah, just type in the calculator if you want. So therefore, this is minimum value. Like what I say is, if you get bigger than 0, it will be minimum. Okay, so yeah, this is how you do the second derivative. You differentiate the ds dr one more time, and then you sub in your r value here to find out whether it's positive or negative. Okay, sometimes you get negative, then you just say it is maximum. Okay, so far so good. Okay, right? I hope you guys still with me. We still have 2 more. Yeah, quite nice. Alright, question number 10 here. So the diagram actually show the circle center O, and then radius 10 cm. Okay, so you have the 10 here, and the ABC line on the circumference of the circle, and then yeah, all the information actually you can see from the diagram. And then they ask you to show the angle AOB is 2.24 radian. Where is AOB? So they kind of need to know this is 2.24. So we kind of need to show this. And luckily 10 is radius, then I know this is 10 here. And realize this triangle, you have 3 sides. And then you want to find the angle, right? If any triangle, you have 3 sides, you want to find the angle. Theta, this is ABC. Or ABC you have already, you want to find angle, you know this is cosine rule. If 3 sides with no angle, it's a cosine rule. So if I want to do the cosine rule, right, basically is something like cos A will equals to, what is it? B okay. A square equals to B square plus C square minus 2BC cos A. Yeah, now I see it. A square minus B square. Oh, sorry. I'm going to move that one to the other side. So it will be B square plus C square minus A square over 2BC. Yeah. So I use this formula is easier. Basically, I just move around from here to make my cos A a subject, because later it can save me some time to move around. So basically, yeah, you just make cos A a subject. It's nothing much. So, but you need to know what's the ABC. If the angle theta is over here, my ABC will change a little bit. So in this case, I call this angle as A. Then my small letter of A must be opposite my capital A here. So my A is here. B and C will be just another 2 sides. Okay, so right now at least you know what's the ABC before you plug in here. So I will say cos angle AOB is equals to opposite, which is 18. Okay, this is my A will be 18. B and C will be another 2 sides. So 10 square plus 10 square minus 18 square over 2 times B and C, 10 and 10. Because in this case, you see carefully, my triangle is 10, 10, 18. B and C is just another 2 sides. The most important is the opposite length. Okay, because that one it will be your A. Alright, then I type in the calculator. I hope I can get the angle correctly lah. So I will just inverse cos of whatever answer I have it here. Then I will get my final answer. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So 10 square, which is 100 lah. 100 plus 100 minus 18 square divided by, this is 200, right? 200. And then you kind of get a negative 31 over 50. And then make sure your calculator change to degree. Then I will do shift cos my answer just now. Make sure you change to radian, I mean. Yeah, shift cos negative 31 over 50. I think you can straight away type, calculator will tell you 2.24 radian. Okay, this is solution of triangle. If you do not know what is happening here, make sure you go to revise back that topic. I love this topic because there's not much surprise, just like few formula. You just need to know how to use the formula. You should be able to easily get a full mark here. And then find the parameter of the shaded region. Where is my shaded region? Yeah, there's shaded region here. Yeah, first thing is what we call this shaded region. We call it as a segment. So how I'm going to get the segment here is, okay, we call this one as a segment because these 2 lines is the same length. If these 2 lines is not the same length, it's not the segment. Because if these 2 lines is the same length, then this one actually we can call it as a sector. Okay. So in order to get the segment here, basically we know we kind of use the sector minus a triangle. Sector will be half r square theta. Triangle will be half AB sine C. But A and B will be my r also. Okay, r square sine theta. So normally segment I will figure out by factorize half r square theta minus sine theta. So you just use this formula to get it quickly lah. So my r here will be 18. This is different r with a circle of r, because right now I focus on this sector. I not focus at a circle. So yeah, and my theta here we don't have. Oh my god. Yeah, because we don't have angle B. And AOB, is it possible for us to get that angle? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can get the angle. This is 2.24. You learn about circle theorem, right? Not to say easily get the angle. We kind of need to work out something. Circle theorem tell you what? If this is the angle A, here will be half of it, right? Here will be half A. So if this is 2.24, this angle over here will be half of it. So it will be 1.12. But because this 2 is the same length, then here will be 1.12 also, right? Here will be 1.12. Then because triangle is 180, so which is pi. So in order to get this angle, I will use pi to minus double of 1.12, which is 2.24. Then I should be able to get the angle. Pi minus 2.24. Then this angle will be 0.902 radian. Okay, now we can do. No wonder I gave you 5 marks, because you need to work out the angle a little bit. Alright, so just now I said already, they doesn't want me to find the area. Surprise me. They want me to find the perimeter. So yeah, whatever I say here is to find the area of segment. So yeah, in this case it's not the area, so this formula is useless at all. So yeah, we're going to erase it because we're not going to use it. Okay, but since we have the angle, then it's not too bad. Okay, we can find the arc length here first by doing S equals to R theta, okay? This S and the S just now is different, this arc length. So my R here is 18. Theta, I just got it, 0.902. Then I can get the arc length of AC here. 18 multiplied 0.902. So yeah, 16.236. Alright, so and then I will find AC. Yeah, you can use the cosine rule, isn't it? Because this you have two sides and angle between. You can find AC by doing the cosine rule. So yeah, so I will say AC straight away do a cosine rule equals to square root of 18 square plus 18 square minus 2 18 18 and then cos 0.902. Okay, this one is basically the formula. So A equals to B square plus C square minus 2BC cos A. And then the square, I move to the other side, I get square root. Alright, then I can get the AC. After I got both of the answer, then I will plus them together. 18 square plus 18 square minus 2 times 18 times 18. Make sure calculator in radian. Times cos 0.902. And then square root my answer. My AC is 15.6911. If you want 4 decimal, you can do 11. Here it doesn't take top 4 decimal. It's fine. 3 or 4 should be fine. So the parameter is the answer here. 15.691 plus 16.236 plus 16.236. So round off 31.9 cm. Yep, so they asked about parameter, so I kind of need to find both of this length, AC and arc length. Okay, yeah, a lot of solution of triangle. At first I thought they asked about the segment, but it is not. Okay, then the next thing is, oh yes, they asked about area of segment. Yeah, area of shaded region. So area equals to half R square theta minus sine theta, which is I proved to you guys just now. My R is 18 square. Theta is 0.902 minus sine 0.902. Yeah, I hope I remember all the detail correctly lah. Yeah, which is just type everything into the calculator. Then you will get the correct answer, 19.0. Yeah, 19.0 square. It's kind of small value, but I hope my calculator is correctly lah. It's correct. Okay, 11. So a curve is such that second derivative is given that the curve have the gradient of 6. Find the equation of curve. Yeah, it's a very common question. Actually, we see it quite many times already. You know it's an integration. Because what? If I integrate d2y dx squared, I'm getting dy dx. If I integrate dy dx, I'm getting equation of the curve. But the problem is you always have the plus c. Then here you cannot do the plus c anymore. I will do plus d. Alright, so because you integrate, you always will plus a constant value there. Alright, so let's do it. So I will say dy dx equals to integrate the second derivative 2. And 2 is a constant value, right? I always prefer to put my constant value outside. 3x minus 1 power of negative 2 over 3 dx. So you just integrate this thing. Whatever I have it here, I will just copy. Power plus 1. So negative 2 over 3 plus 1 is 1 over 3 divided by 1 over 3. And then plus c. And then you still need to do one more thing is you need to differentiate whatever inside the bracket right at the bottom, which is 3. Because if you differentiate 3x minus 1, you actually get 3, right? And you simplify. So yeah, so it will be 2 3x minus 1 power of 1 over 3 plus c. You can only move on after you find out what is c. So this is the reason why I gave you this sentence. The gradient of 6 at this point. So what's the gradient? Gradient actually means dy dx will equal to 6 when, focus on the x value, x equals to 3. So dy dx equals to 6, x equals to 3. 3 times 3 is 9 minus 1 is 8 power of 1 over 3 plus c. 8 power of 1 over 3 is a nice number, which is 2. So it's 4. So c is 6 minus 4, so you get 2. Now I got my dy dx. It's 2 3x minus 1 power of 1 over 3 plus 2. Alright, then I need to find equation of curve. I need to integrate my dy dx. It's fine. In this case, I don't want to take the 2 come out. Because, yeah, I have 2 terms here. Do you see I got plus something here? Because, must be very careful. Because if I take my 2 come out like this, that means this 2 actually is for both. Then this number basically is a 4. So if you insist you want to take out the 2 like this, you add one more integration for the 2 at the back. Alright, so but I just don't want to make things so complicated. I just put my integration here and dx like this. Alright, because even inside I also know how to integrate, so it's fine. This is 2 3x minus 1 plus 1 is 4 over 3 divided by total power I have 4 over 3. Whatever I will differentiate inside the bracket right at the bottom, which is 3 like just now. And then if I integrate 2, give me 2x. Plus, if normally you write c, but here you write d, because c you already used here. This one I simplify, no more. And this one I simplify, I left a 2 at the bottom. So y will equals to, I take out the 2, I call it half 3x minus 1 power 4 over 3 plus 2x plus d. So as long as if you can find d, you finish this question. So actually quite easy to find d, because we have the coordinate for x and y. X is 3, y is 11. 11 This one 3 we actually get 8 power of 4 over 3 plus 2, 3 will give me 6 later, D. So yeah, then I will solve this thing. This one will be 2, 16. 16 divided by half and multiply half will be A plus 6 plus D. 14, D is negative 3. Then I get my final equation. Therefore, my equation will be y equals to half 3x minus 1, 4 over 3 plus 2x minus 3. Yeah, a lot of integration. Just make sure you do it carefully. Don't make any Karen mistake. Then it should be fine. And yeah, we end this paper. Yeah, so this kind of question quite famous. So you always need to integrate 2 times. One of the common mistake, a lot of students will use plus C 2 times. Maybe examiner might minus your 1 or 2 mark for that. So make sure you use a different letter. Yeah, after C, use D will be good. And then the second Karen mistake, I guess most of the students is sometimes they might forget about you need to differentiate inside the bracket right at the bottom, which is a 3, this thing. Yeah, sometimes the student might forget about this thing. So, or else, I don't find this 8 mark is extremely hard to get unless you don't get what this question want. Or else, yeah, this 8 mark is quite easy. Yeah, is there anything you want to ask me?